Good evening, everybody. Welcome. It's been so long. Got together a couple of times this week, haven't we? I hope you're all well. Wednesday evening here at Chandlers Cottage. I will just wait to find you on my phone, but it's all looking super good for this evening. I popped in just a little while ago, mainly to test that Rob had ironed the kinks out of our little issue that we had on Tuesday morning, and he has, and it worked really well. So when I popped in, I mentioned that I've just popped up tonight under our search word, which is still fantasy, some remnants. So there's a pile of them here, and I briefly touched on them. Someone has been on and grabbed some, a couple of people already, but there's still quite a few there. So if you want to pop off and have a look, you can. Don't panic if you miss out. There are more to come. This is just kind of probably a third of them. So there's a few more that I need to do, but there's some Passage to India. There's some Summer Palace, there's some Dutch Cottage. So these are all out of print, and most of these are from when I designed for Robert Kaufman. Summer Palace is not, we did that one, but these ones were sort of all done. So they've all been kept, you know how it goes, in a beautiful, safe, clean environment. What's wrong, Robbie?
Now it's just gone live.
Why? What did you do that for? I'm live. We're live. The girls and I are having a chat. We're all good.
Oh.
You right?
Yeah.
He's holding up his phone going, it's not happening. It's happening. It's all good. So if you want to have a look, please do. No obligation. But as I said, a few hard, cold truths now that I'm back to designing. Despite what Mr. Facet told me to do, I don't need to keep this much beautiful. Well, I think it... Can't call it that myself, can I? A paisley I pulled off if I'm not going to use it. So it's going to a new home with love. This I'm having trouble parting with. Anyway, there's a few there for you to have a look at, and there'll be a few more along the way. I did mention most of my Under the Australian Sun stash. We did a clean out, didn't we, before we moved up here? I think so. But there'll be quite a few that I save until the Goodbye Under the Australian Sun exhibition next year. What did I miss? Hi, Bobby. Hello, Kay. Hello, Kieran's back. Rosemary, good evening. Hello, Louise. How are you? Leanne, Carol's in the building. Say hi to Chris. I always say that because you're under the same... You've got your Carol and Chris Newton Facebook page. Pauline Boyke, good evening to you. Elizabeth is in Adelaide. Of course she is. Pauline Parker, you're not anywhere exotic at the moment. You're home. Beryl, lovely to see that you're here. Rosemary, Marina, howdy doody. Liz, hi. Donna, how are things in Brizzy? Got to say Brizzy, not Brisbane. Pam Shrek, lovely to see you. Oh, my absolute pleasure. Unfinished business, Pam. Got to get it done. Hi, Doreen. Jane's here too. Joe's here. Oh, you're also lovely. It's really nice. Sue McGonchi's here. Melissa's here. Okay, so I'm just going to move these. Put them over here. On a chair. And now listen. Oh, that was a bit authoritative, wasn't it? Now. We did get quite a few orders. And because of cup day, of course, Sue's didn't work yesterday. So please be patient with us. It might take us a little longer than usual to get your orders out. And we do that little thing now where we flip between being a wholesale distributor at the Textile Pantry with Chandlers Cottage. And we have a few orders and paperwork to get done as well after the weekend for our lovely store owners around Australia. So just bear with us. It might take a little longer than usual to get your orders out. And I'm flitting in and out seeing Mum and not patiently waiting for fabric for the Advent. So it might just take a little bit. But bear with us, and if you worry about it, the main thing to say is when we send your order, you get an email notification. So you can always check to see that that's there. And if you are worried about where it is, you can always give us a ring, but you'll catch us at best if you email us at info@chandlerscottage.com. All right, so you get a confirmation when you've placed your order, and then you get another update one when we send it with your tracking details. So bear with us, but at the same time, if you've got any questions, please just let us know. Hello, Lorraine. Haha, good to be here with you too. Julie is here, I can see as well. Hi, Christine Davies. I didn't make the show on the weekend, sorry. Bit on, I just couldn't do it. Kieran Shaw, hi, you're back. Kathy's here as well. Nice. Yes, Pauline Parker, back from Japan. I need brag shots, please, at some stage when I see you. Now, gossip. Oh, I told you that we had to delay our Patchwork and Produce Day last time, and the new date is the 14th of March. Anyone that booked a ticket has been refunded. They've had an email from me, and tickets for the new date, 14th of March, go on sale on the 1st of December. The next Creative Escape is not seasonally themed, it's an Oriental theme, and it is on the 18th of April. Anyway, tickets for that go on sale on the 1st of Feb, so you don't need to worry about any of that at the moment. And as we get into the new year, I'll start giving you all the info you need about Jason Yenter that's coming at the end of next year. Okay. Now, when we had to cut it short and then couldn't get it going again Tuesday morning for Cup Day, we were kind of going through all of these. So I'm just going to quickly go through and tell you that we've now got Dragon Friends in stock. So you can get it from us, but also we've sent it out to all of our Jason Yenter stores in the beginning stores around Australia. So you can always check with your local shop to see if it's there, so you can see it in person and buy it and support your local patchwork business. This is cute overload, absolute cute overload. And this is a really lovely print that Jason's done sort of as a landscape panel instead of a long one. And here you've got lots of cute, cute little dragons to cut up into squares, into the circles, whatever you like. And the circles have sort of given me an idea for us to have a little bit of a play tonight. This is the panel. It's huge. It's a yard, so it's 90 centimetres. Look at that. Now, I know quite a few of you have ordered this already. I'm going to check in the morning. If you have, if we see that we've got a lot of people waiting that missed out, if it's sold out, I will be placing an air freight order from Jason tomorrow, so I can whip a bit more in. So that's down there. There's all these gorgeous coordinates. There's this beautiful, we're going to call them tossed baby dragons. It's just cute, cute. And then we've got Jason's signature 4 10-inch border print. So you get 4 10-inch ones with this. Just, did they end up the right way that way? I'll turn it around. There you go. And see that little print? It's got that gorgeous little detail in between them. So you can use that as it is, or you can cut that sort of out separately and use it as well. But just lovely. And there's little stars on this as well, which are one of the coordinate prints. So I'll just pop this one back up and I'll show you all of these. So if you have a look back at the show that we started on Tuesday morning, sort of go back into a little bit more detail about them, I think. And this, I've put these bundles together of all the coordinates. So, and then here and here, and this one over here. So they're all in this bundle for you. Move the dry ginger out. We'll sit them on the black about here. So they're just, look, even without the feature prints, I ordered extra of these in for the textile pantry because I think they have what I'd sort of call trade-wise longevity. They are going to be a fantastic staple, really fresh little coordinate print. Michelle Marvick spotted these out in the wholesale bit and she sort of, she liked them. There's that little star I was talking about. That's really sweet. And then the purple one, and that larger border, little 1-inch border in between the border prints is based on this one. And then you've got it in the green. So these are just, you know, a lovely addition. If you've got like a stash of bright Toscanas, shadow plays, those sort of prints as well, These have beautiful shading in them, so they're going to work really well with those sort of bright prints as well. You can pop them in with Jason's interwoven if you've got one of his fabric rolls, but I just think they're super cute. And a lot of the time, particularly when you grab something like the big panel, you just want to do some really cute star blocks, flying geese, something like that around the edge. And these are going to all blend in with the panels really nicely. So I'm going to have a quick little play with these this evening with you. But first, hi Del. Good evening, Rita. Del, you can, the one, if you need to live to 180 to use up your stash, then you do that. I think that would be fabulous. Gail, I can see you're here. Good evening. Kathy's here from just down the way. Oh, you're so nice. Oh, Jeanette Warner, hello. Jackie's here as well. It feels like ages, doesn't it? Does just a bit. Fiona, good evening. Andrea Brooker's here. Deb Wilkie's here too. Francis, hi. Oh, it's so nice. Marion, hello. Thanks for joining me, being patient. It was really nice of you. All right, so then on this side, I've got two other different prints in here I've thrown in, but on this side, I wanted to just mention to you again our Dip Dot Evolution bundles. So these have got 6 beautiful pastel dip dots. Now, putting these together wasn't my idea. I'm going to tell you, I stole, well, Zoe, right, at Ballerine, Sewing Centre, she ordered these. And I didn't even know they existed. This is when we first started distributing it for Jason. And Zoe got some, and I'm guilty of going, I might get some too, because pastels haven't been a big thing that we've had historically in the shop. And these are just gorgeous. So I showed these to you just a little while ago. We've had them for a little while, but have a look at them with these. So if you've already got one, yes, they do all go. And then if you have a look up here, you can see if I hold them up against the dragons, they're perfect. So if you've got one, they will all go with this really nicely. And they'll also go with the range I've got on the other side. It's amazing how this sort of thing just kind of, you find things to use it with. Jason's got a new range, I showed the girls at the Creative Escape, called Lovelies, coming out next year. These are going to go really well with that as well. We'll get to that another time. This is Butterfly Fantasy. This is yum. Again, please check with your patchwork shop to see if they've got Butterfly Fantasy in. All our orders have now left the building to go out to our stores. How pretty is that? It's got my favourite blue teal in here too. Just beautiful. So I'm going to throw that down there and you can see what I mean. They all go with that as well. But it does have its own friends and they are lovely. So you'll find these all on the website under that word Fantasy Tonight. Beautiful little green geometric one. Lots of butterflies, of course, because of the name. So they're lovely. Ruthie, Ruthie Shelberg, I got your message. I'm sorry, sweetheart. We were kind of off and away with the fairies on Cup Weekend. Myself or Kathy, myself or Susie will give you a call tomorrow. Look at that. Isn't that so pretty? Very similar to, but different colours, to the gorgeous one that Jason popped also into Daydreams. It's not the same, but it's a bit different. This is getting into one of those kind of mirrored geometric prints. Look at that. Fussy Cutting Heaven. What are those things called, Rob? You've got one. You put the flower with the flower thing and you turn it. And you look through it. The one made out of... Kaleidoscope. It is a kaleidoscope. How many times do I use the word kaleidoscope in my life at the moment? And I didn't even know. I couldn't even bring up the word. You know what a kaleidoscope is. We had them as kids. They were the best fun. You know, where you look up and all of the colours and the crystals move. Rob got gifted for a birthday from his mum and dad one made out of hewn pine with real dried flowers in it.
Safe.
Safe. It's somewhere safe since we moved. It's up somewhere safe. I'll have to find it now. I don't know where it is. Those that were at the Creative Escape, you will recognise this one. Evening, Denise, because this was in my little kit. So I promised I will get round to seeing if we've got any left. We'll see how many we can do before I see you again. Fun fact, I sent Rob out to the shed to find me this bolt, and he came back and said it's not there. That's because the way, when you cut it down into little pieces, you don't actually recognise that it came from this. That's your defence, isn't it, Robbie? And you're sticking to it. Pretty little leaves, really, really cute. And tonal butterflies. Sashing, binding, piecing, background. Lots of options for that. It's really, really super cool. Tina's here. Hello. I'm just sneaking a look at seeing at my phone. Alright, so they're all scrummy. I will pull out the border print to show you because it is just really, really pretty. How does Jason do this? He goes from bright things. Wait till you see what he's done next. Oh, goodness me. We have a new range actually from Jason. Dave's picking it up from the depot on Friday. I've got a new one coming in called Blooming Day and Night. Now, we won't have that on Chandlers Cottage for a little while again, but feel free to have a look at it on Jason's website or ask your local shop if they're getting it in. And then also being picked up with it is Yomu. So Yomu will be here next week. So a bit to do here. But then we can get started, can't we, on quilts and bags and all sorts of things. Okay, this is the border print. There you go. So very, very pretty. Just super pretty. It's sort of, I try to think about big quilts with it. Oh, I pushed the wrong button, sorry. About big quilts with it. And Jason's got some fabulous, he's got his big signature kaleidoscope quilts that he does with it. But I'm also thinking, remember I've started Weekend at Melba's using Daydream. So I'm thinking about just a really lovely big wide bed runner, taking in all of the coordinates and this feature print and then just running that down each side, because it's just going to give a little bit of pop to, if you've just got a plain white waffle, is that what you call it, waffle bedspread, seersucker bedspread or doona cover or something like that. It's just going to add a little bit of elegance and a bit of fresh spring to the room. Where are we going to put this now? Put it under here. So that's all of those. Now at the same time as being able to release these to you, a couple of new ones came in from Camelot. Now Camelot is not a brand that we usually carry, but it is one of those textile companies that have lifted their game, and when Camelot was around probably 15, 20 years ago, it wasn't something I would look twice at, but they've really reinvented themselves. They're doing beautiful digital printing, and they came up with these two sort of colour wash, pastel merging silhouette butterfly prints, and I sort of pulled them out at the same time as the new ones that I've got here on the wall, and I think they've got great merit. I think you can see that okay. I'm going to turn it round, just put it up to this other camera. We are a bit challenged this evening, like we are always when we've got a lot of white and light things on the set. See that? So again, fantastic coordinate, a lot like Jason's where you've got infinite colours all the way through. So there's that one, and then I'll just put this one out. Put your sunglasses on because that's the other one. Isn't it amazing? Just incredible colours in it. So I suppose it's just, you know, if you love just playing with colours with your gelato ombres and all those sorts of things, these are just going to be a great thing to add to the stash. It's pretty good. I think a Maria Cepeda any minute now is going to go, I want a shirt out of that. Flick would. Felicity would have a shirt out of that. I'm going to say it out loud if Flick's watching. The first time I met Flick, her hair was pretty much along those lines. Just saying, Flick. She loves the coloured hair. Hey, thank you, Joe. I'm glad you like them. Thanks, Lynn. It's really sometimes... Oh, Sylvia Trench is here. Hello. Sometimes it's really hard to order because these fabrics, I don't get to see them before I order them straight from America. So it's really nice when they come in, and I hope that you like them, and I hope I like them sometimes as well. So I'm going to pop those up there. There you go. Before we have a little play, just quickly as well, I, quite a while ago, and you would know this, got Fruity in. Now Fruity is a 12 weight variegated thread from Wonderful, and at the time things just get busy and I didn't have a display stand to put them on. So very sadly they've been sitting out the back, and they are online but they're not out here on display in the shop. So I actually walked past them a couple of days ago and did a little bit of a double take because I had all of these lovely new coordinates for Dragon Friends out, and I walked past the container with them in. So I just wanted to show these to you because I know a lot of people now are really enjoying doing some slow stitching along the terms of doing nice big quilting stitches with different coloured threads. And I think the 12 weight is a fantastic option for that, and it's a little bit more flexibility with it because you can use it to stitch by hand. You can blanket stitch with it, you can running stitch for quilting with it, but you can also, and we've done it before, I can do it again, you can pop it in your machine because it's 12 weight, it's not as thick as an 8, okay, so it's 12 weight, and you run a poly in your bobbin. So for us that would be Deco Bob that we have, or if you're a Superior Thread person, my other choice would be Bottom Line. So I'll just show you these because it was just the match-up of colour was just too good to ignore. So I've opened one of these up because I'm going to use one of these myself. So if I see how well you can see it. So that's 12 weight. It's lovely. There's minimal fluff on it. They are double gas mercerized. So Mr. Mercer invented the technique of running it over a flame, and that takes all of the fluff and stuff off it. So when I lay that down on there, you can see that you can actually just see it. So there's a beautiful soft variegated pink, and I've popped just these colours under the word fantasy, but that is orange through to lemon, and look at it with that. It's a bit of a buzz, really. That's just perfect with it. Then I've got a solid, it's not solid, it's more technically monochromatic, so it's got a very subtle blue-green variegated through it, but is essentially green. It goes through a little teal blue, and then when you set it on there, it's absolutely perfect because that one's more blue and this one's more green, and it works on there as well. So just, I don't know, it's a bit of that chewy checkout thing that we talk about. If you are popping in an order for fabrics or whatever, and we will combine shipping, of course. If Susie gets to it, she'll always check if you've got 2 in. You can always just add on, how's that look on there? Oh yeah, you can just add on a thread and it's not going to make any difference to your bottom line postage wise. Look at that. Yum. That comes up really well. Sorry, I have to open one. I have to, because I need to see it. It's this beautiful soft lilac-y pink lavender. You know what, if you do felt applique as well, this is fantastic. If you do, I mean, look, perlate, we all use perlate, but if you want something just a little bit more delicate and finer, when I set that on there, it just disappears in. Super. And I'm guessing that works on there too. Yeah, it does. Lovely. And I've just seen Jason's selvage. I had not... Oh, come on. Look. It's got a dragon on it. with little stars. Will that man not just give over? If you're a salvage collector, do you reckon you'd be buying the fabric just for the salvage? Oh my goodness. Okay, so fruity, and it's F-R-U-I-T-T-I, but these ones are actually under fantasy. If you put that in the search word. So there's 4 different ones there that go with 8 different fabrics. I like the weight on these. They've got just a little bit more maybe than Daydreams, and a little bit firmer than these, but that really suits the style of quilt that we're going to be using them for if we're making kids stuff or piecing or whatever. So it's really nice. Oh, my bad. We were out of embroidery needles, and I think it's a bit rude to suggest to you that you use one of these if I don't tell you I've got more of these in stock. So these are the 2 packs that I've restocked that I think are really good. I love a 3 with Pearl 8 fabric with these guys as well, up to full strand, 6 strands of DMC. They're really good, but if you're not sure what you're going to need, then this is a really good pack because it is a size 3 to a size 9 variety pack from Clover as well. And so that's going to cover everything that you need in there, okay? I had a lovely lady in the other day, and she was starting to struggle with her hands with small needles. So I've actually sent her off to find a milliner's needle or a beading needle, and they will work as well. So if you do have trouble or you want to be able to, you see my hand wants to hand quilt, it just does it. If you do want to be able to gather up a fair bit onto your needle when you're doing running stitch, then have a look at one of those and see if they work for you as well. But anyway, I've got those 2, so I'll push them over there. Now, this has circles in it, and this has circles in it, and I've been wanting to try something for a while since we did way back when, early in the year. Do you remember we had a go at reverse applique and we were doing circles and having things sitting underneath them on bag flaps and all that sort of stuff? I wanted to just come back and look at doing almost like a cheetah fragmented circle pie kind of block. I'll show you what I mean. You're going to need to iron something. I need to put this over here. Oh, what did I miss? Did I miss something? Who did I miss? Who snuck in? Beryl snuck in. Aha! Flick is here. No, it's a diet ginger ale, Flick. It may... Wait, did Rob put any stones in it? Hang on. No, it's straight up at the moment. It may be added to later. Flick said yes. She was here. Scotch and dry. Felicity Bonner. Anyone who think you knew my drinking habits? Right. Okay. We're going to do a square with 4 different fabrics, and then we're going to put a fragmented circle over the top, and I want to see what happens, and then I want to do it in a way we can hide all bad seam intersections, and then we're going to put another one over the top. I just want to see how it comes up. So if you're happy to stay, if you're stitching, if you're binding, you're at the sewing machine, all of that, just stick around. I'm not going anywhere. So if you're not, just turn the volume down and have me in the background. That's fine. So I'm just going to iron a little bit of this one. So I want to get, I would like to get 4 fabrics that contrast really well against each other in one set, and then another 4 for the other. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll put the other one that's blue green in the second set. This one's light background, so that's second set. We'll go the orange and the blue, I think, over here. That'll be fine. So we'll do that. So out of these, and this is just a bit of a play, but it could lead to something else. I really want to get, well, how tired am I? I would really like to start over summer on some quilts that I suppose are like a perennial, you know, sort of quilts that'll work with a lot of different things and over time with Jason's ongoing coordinates. So we have Dot Evolution, which I don't think you and I have played with yet, Halcyon Tonals, and Interwoven. So I really want to come up with some patterns that'll work really well sort of as a scrappy quilt pattern, but also then used to feature his fabrics. And of course, at the end of next year, when the man's here, we want to show off a bit, don't we? It would be really nice to have some new quilts that use his collections to hang up at the gala dinner in the workshop room up at the country club, or down here at the hall the weekend before when we have our champagne high tea with Jason, his trunk show. So that's the plan. Right. Now I have brought out the all essential cup and plate. So I want to use the cup may be a little bit too big, and I've still got sitting here my pastry shaper from when we were talking about the Advent. So if that's going to be our paste circle, then I really want my outer blocks to be about that big. So let's have a look. I'll move this down a bit closer to the 20-inch mark. Hey Ange, I'll get your order out tomorrow for you. See, Angela, So Bright Quilting's got Jason's stuff. Jason's Textiles. Does that sound a little bit better? So if I cut there, we sort of want it about that big. I can't make a decision tonight to save myself. Okay, let's make it an 8-inch or a 9-inch. Let's go 9. So I'm going to cut at the 10.5 mark because the other side is at 20. Ooh, that's a nice new blade in this cutter. And then we're going to turn this around. Now obviously I'm going to get 2 out of this, or lots out of this. 2 squares, so that's okay. And we're going to be piecing down, so as we go down it will get smaller. That's why I decided we better go just a bit bigger. It's almost smack on. I'm going to turn it around. Just trim this up down this end, and then there's absolutely no waste happening, is there? That's great. They're all in? Yep. Alright, so now what we want to do is take, we won't do them all, let's not get too cocky. I'll take 1 each of these and line them up, and we'll cut them down into 4s. So these sort of patterns where you can bulk cut and then get scrappy later on are going to be really fun to have. But I must get my act together and show you. Let's have a play with Dot Evolution one day or one night, because it's really, really cool fabric. So I'll show it to you. Alright, so this is now 9.5, so 4 3/4 is in the middle. And then we'll flip that round that way and do the same again. Okay, so then just off a couple of cuts, we've now got all these fantastic squares to play with. So we want to come through and arrange these kind of like this and just decide what's going to give us the best. Set up like that. The other great thing about doing these sort of scrappy blocks, and I'm sure, and I'm hoping Ange will agree with me, you can get generous with the sizing, and then as you work through, you've got steps where you can constantly come back and re-square up if you need to. So it's probably it might even be a good one if you've got a little person around you that's a budding quilter to do this sort of work, because you really want them to get that confidence that it doesn't matter if they're a little bit off. We can make it all right at the end. So I'm going to piece these together. Just head over to the machine, which I did remember to turn on tonight, and thread, and put the foot on, and put the dual feed on. Small miracle. It might sound like a chaff cutter though, because I haven't used it for a bit. It's been sitting here and it might need a bit of oil. Okay, so just run this one through. And then this one. I think they're a bit off actually. Now I've said that. Okay. So we'll bring these back over here and we'll set our seams. Chrissy Kavanagh, I can see you're here. Leslie's here. Marg Evans, oh my goodness, I miss all of you. Now we need a reunion. Seriously, we need to get together. I mean, I know we do at the Creative Escape, but it's a really busy day. So what we would usually do now is we'd be really clever and we would press our seams one way. And we'll go this way. We would press our seams one that way and one that way, and then we put them together. We could bring them up and we can abut our seams. But I want to pop another layer over the top of this. So I'm actually going to open my seams. Okay. So open this one up. And this one. And I'm not going to get too precious about them all meeting in the middle. If they do, it's a bonus. But I'm actually going to overlay another one over the top. So it's not going to matter if they're not quite in the right spot. So they're going to go like that. Before we do the other set as well, we're just going to be a little bit more careful where we place these ones when we piece them together, because we want to get as optimal contrast as we can. But I'm going to put these together like that, and we'll pop back to the machine and just sew these over. These are going to be pretty close, but I'm not fussed if they don't meet. It'd be really annoying if they do now, because all the times I try and do this and they don't. Oh, my edges are wonky too. Oh, that's okay. We can square it up later. Jenny Miller, while I can see you're still here, you have no idea how much my therapy chook has come in handy in the last couple of weeks, buddy. It's amazing that chook is still, I was going to say alive and kicking, but that's not even fair. Jenny made me a stress chook, a knitted stress chook, and well, she's been squeezed a lot in the last couple of weeks. Look at this. Look at that bad edge. Look at that. I'm not going to worry about it for now. To prove a point. Oh, look. No, it's not. I'm 2 mil out in the middle, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so we've got this one done. I'll just pop that back over there. Now we want to come through and add these over the top. So if we have a look, I brought my plate, and I'm going to measure the diameter on my plate, which is about 6.5. So all up, we probably want to finish, oh, it can be 7. You know what, we'll just cut 3.5 inch squares and pop them together, because that's going to give us 3.5, finish 3, 3 1/4, 6 1/2. That'll work. Maybe a bit more. 4. Let's just go 4. We'll be a bit generous, not as frugal as I should be with the fabric, but we want 4-inch squares of this to sew together, so we have a piece large enough to place the plate over the top and cut ourselves a circle from our pieced squares. Just give this an iron. And Quilters Life members, I'm back doing the leaves on our Japanese Baltimore tomorrow morning. Should have been today, I apologise, but it will be tomorrow morning. So you'll see me looking even more dishevelled than I do now in the morning when we come out. I'll come out to the shed and do that before Susie gets to work. This one up like that. I love these. This is just, I don't know, because you know I'm not usually a modern print chick, but these are really lovely. And as I said, aside of going with the dragon prints, I've got a mate in York, and she actually runs Betty's Tea Rooms in York, the big famous tea room, and she has an absolute eye for colour. Her home is just beautiful and full of really rich, fresh colours, and every time I look at these I think Carol needs a quilt. Okay, so again we can just turn these the other way, and I'm just going to cut one set off these so that we can do our next step. So if you've got lots and lots of scrap pieces, or maybe even pieces that are a particular width left over for something, this might be something you can have a go with. I know there's just such immense satisfaction to using up your stash every now and then before we buy more. Okay, so these are going to go in a circle over the top. So I want to make sure I get optimal colour contrast. So if I was to use that there, it's not going to work. So I'm going to do that. So we now need to make sure we paste these ones together. Then we'll get up to the sticky steamer seam bit in a minute, but we'll put these together. And no, we won't do that first. We'll go over here. If you are a local yokel, even though we have decided to postpone our Patchwork and Produce Day, please remember that not this coming weekend, but the next one is Craft Alive at Lardner Park, which is just 7 minutes down the road from us. And we will be open on the Thursday and Friday. So if you are going to Lardner, or you're thinking about coming up to visit, you can do the twofer deal and go to Lardner and come out and visit us, or vice versa. And we will be here. And we decided we're not doing Lardner. We don't have a booth out there this year, stand out there, because Marg's away for a wedding. So it's just Susie and I. And whenever we do big things like that, we really like to have a good backup, a backup team, if you like. So there's no backup. So Susie and I will be here on the Thursday and Friday. All right, same with these. We want to open up our seams. Oh, goodness me, I can't get in there. And there has to be something special happen, doesn't it, on those 2 days? I'm not sure what yet. It'll be a sale. It might be a bicky and a coffee. I'm not sure, but I'll be sure to let you know. So let's just double check this. So this one's going to go here. Is that right? Like that? Something like that. That'll do, won't it? So that's going to go there. So we want to put this one over. So again, seams open, and it's not going to matter if they don't match. We're going to pop another circle over the top. I like this. Look, I mean, I know I've got more to cut over there, but this is really the only waist that I've got. So it's very satisfying when you can change the size, whatever you need to make the optimal use of your fabric. All right. So that's going to go there, but what we're going to do is grab some steamer seam, and I'm going to draw my circle on. I'm just leaving a little bit around the edge because I want a little bit of space around the edge to come back and cut it down. But I know I'm using my blade on paper. I know. Okay. Now this is going to go on there. We want it to be in the middle, so I'm just going to have a look at this again. I should have done this first. Let's measure this circle. So across, what did I say, 6.5? So we're going to draw a line across here and a line across here so that it as is 3.25, so halfway through. I'm just going to make sure that line goes through like that. I'm looking at this circle, and I wanted to just let you know as well, if you're in Australia tonight, there is a beaver moon. It's a super moon, and it should be up now. So if you've got any clouds, when we finish the show, have a look. There's 3 this year, and there's one. Best time to view it is tonight, and I only know this because Dad keeps me up to date with everything. And he just let me know before the show. I don't know why it's called a beaver moon. Can you see what I'm doing here? Because I've drawn through my circle, and the other way to do it, of course, is to fold it in half each way, but I've got a little line through here so I can match it up with the seams on each side. So I'm going to press that on. The great thing about steamer seam too is, of course, you can pull it off and reposition it if you're not happy where you've got it. So we'll pop this on. Okay, and then we'll cut it out. Oh, it's hot. Oh, it's very hot. So I'm doing a circle. You could do a flower, like a gerbera shape as well. You could do half moons, you could do anything. But it's just this cool way of constantly resetting the size of your block and covering up any little indiscrepancies, using up a stash, or just having a lot of fun with new fabrics like these ones. So that was very telly-selly, wasn't it? Okay, so now we're going to pull off our paper on the back. It's all sticky. We can pop that down there, like that. And it's not too bulky in the middle because we've kept our seams flat. Ha! Thanks, Fleck. Okay. All right. Now, we've still got a little bit of a discrepancy here in the middle, just a little one. So I was thinking, I mean, I could use my glass, but it's full of ginger ale. I'm thinking a little circle in the middle as well. So I would use one of these fabrics in the middle, and I think I'm going to go back and use the pink. So I'll just grab one of these squares. If I was using this in the quilt with any of those big panels as well, there might be a little bit of a scrap left over from one of those that you could use. So with this, so again, I'll draw this on. Anything, cotton reel, glass, anything you've got with a circle. I was going to say shot glass, but you'll think less of me. Okay, and we will peel this off. You know what I'm thinking now, aren't you? That I really wish I had some Deco Bob here in the right colour to get one of these, and that's what I want to whiz around these on. So you can do it by hand, you can do it with normal cotton, but if you really wanted to feature a blanket stitch around these, then the 12 weight would be awesome. Alright, so we'll just cut this guy out. But if you were using that dragon fabric with this, you know, you might have a little dragon face left over that you could cut in a circle and yes. Look, hang on. I'll get it down. I gotta show you this. Look, we could just look. That would have been a perfect size. I just don't want to cut into the fabric. Look, you could have a little face. Oh, not now. I'm not cutting into a bolt of dragons at this time of night, because it may be sold, I don't know. This is going to look good though. So again, you're covering up any inaccuracies in the middle. Put that on there, and it's on. So then at that stage, if you need to, you can come back and trim up your block. So this one sits, well, it's a bit dodgy. It's sort of, okay, I'm going to trim this one up just on this side first. But again, if you sort of throwing it together and you've got odd bod bits, you'll be fine, you'll be able to even it up. This one, I'm going to just trim this down a little bit here. Make sure it's all nice and square. And there we go. Really quick and easy to do. Steamer seam, or your scraps, or a fat quarter bundle, and any plate that you've got laying around. So this was a 6.5. If I wanted to get really carried away, I could have done another set of piece ones in the middle with a teacup and just kept going. The other funky thing you can do with this as well is start offsetting your circles so it's not in the middle. It might actually be up towards this side. And that sort of thing is what I want to do with some of Jason's tonal fabrics like Halcyon and Dip Dot, because they're all these really beautiful rich shades that maybe go from blue, jade, green, and then red, orange, yellow. So that's what I want to explore with you sort of over summer with doing this sort of work. But that's really quick to do. Now I barely cut into that fat quarter bundle, and just standing here looking at it now, you're going to get, I reckon, about 18 to 20 blocks out of the fat quarter bundle easy, depending on what size you decide to use. But that's super easy. Okay, so please have a go. And as I said, if you want any advice on using these 12 weight threads, I'm more than happy to help you out with that. But I can see here that this, for the blanket stitch, would look amazing around these, even the green. or, you know, use 2 different ones. They all go. But I think, if I'm really honest, I think the pink and the green are our best bets here. But they're all super. All right? Lots of fun to be had. We've done it all. That's it. And we didn't run out of cash. Woo. So anyway, I'm going to have more for you. As I said, Yomu is coming in this weekend. I need to get my shop orders picked and everything. And I'm working on getting that advent out as fast as I can when the fabric gets here. And Mum. So I will be back with you as quick as I can. Ruthie, I'll ring you tomorrow, or Susie will ring you tomorrow. Jill Chisholm, I saw the note that you put on your order. So we are looking after you. It just might take a little bit longer than we planned. And of course, as always, if you've got any questions, please do email us at info@chandlerscottage.com. You're most welcome to try and get us on the phone as well. The phone comes through to the shop at the moment, not through to my mobile. So you should get Susie straight away on there tomorrow if you need her. All right. So anyway, I'll say goodnight. Oh, Susan's here. Hello. Maureen Roberts. Who did I miss? Cheryl Williams. Oh, listen, thank you so much for joining me this evening, and I really appreciate your patience with this on Cup Morning. But Rob found the problem, all fixed, and I'll be back with you as soon as I can. And Quilters Life members, I will see you tomorrow. I'll be back with the next installment for our Japanese Baltimore. All right, take care everybody. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Okay, bye. Where's the truck?